All right, Assalamu alaikum. We have about 29 days left to Ramadan. We're going to do a 30-day series called 30 Days Preparation for Ramadan. So today is day 1, but today's actually really day 11 because I started, my pre-Ramadan fat loss diet about 11 days ago, and so far I'm down about 4 pounds, alhamdulillah. And the reason I want to do this series is that I want to inspire everybody live through what I actually practice in my own life every single day, and when I teach my clients every single day, how to prepare for Ramadan, and most importantly your iman, but also in your physical health, your fitness, and your body, and your nutrition, and your habits. Because if you can lose a little bit of weight for Ramadan, even 5 to 10 pounds, you're going to be a lot lighter on your feet during Taraweeh. It's going to help you do more ibadah if you build the right habits around, iftar, if you do some sunnah fasting, or even around just, moderate portions of every meal, especially dinner. This is going to help you so much with not overeating in Ramadan and not spoiling your ibadah by eating too much. And then building the right workout habits. Like, obviously, we're going to have to scale back our workouts, which if you've seen many of my other videos on this, there's a certain way to scale back your workouts during Ramadan so that it boosts your energy for ibadah and doesn't take away time and energy from ibadah. But getting that momentum before Ramadan is very important. So again, we're going to be building the right habits. So, typically I'm going to shoot these videos probably from my kitchen in the morning or something, but my son has off from school today, so he wouldn't let me film. He's like 6 years old. So, little kids don't have impulse control. They're going to interrupt the video even if they try not to, right? Or they just think it's funny to interrupt you. Both cases. But the point is, so I'm going to show you what I do for breakfast, my morning prep, talk about a few things, maybe, document some of my workouts, especially on the weekend when my son is home. I might do, a workout video. So, expect a lot of great things from the series. I'm probably gonna do all the videos live. So it's just real, raw, and authentic. I know there's a ton of AI content out there. So I want to show you guys something refreshing, something new, something real, something genuine. And I want to build a connection with you guys. I want to motivate you guys and truly help you to have your best Ramadan ever. I might even continue this into Ramadan in some capacity because I really want us to have our best Ramadan prep and our best Ramadan and our best post-Ramadan. And this is what I always teach my clients. This is what I've always tried to refine within myself. I've had Ramadans in the past where I got fat, where I had like a 1 month slump afterwards, where I didn't prepare properly for it and it hit me last minute and I wasn't prepared, ibadah-wise, everything. So again, there's certain habits to prepare for Ramadan, to thrive in Ramadan, and then to continue succeeding afterwards and not fall into that post-Ramadan slump. So I want you guys all to focus on right now is the same things I'm trying to focus on right now. So Fajr in the masjid every day, non-negotiable, right? And ideally, Isha in the masjid as well. That one's a bit tougher for me because for me, Fajr is like a really dialed in habit. But usually for me, Isha is a little bit easier to pray at home. But of course, if we're trying to prepare for Taraweeh, then in the 30 days before Ramadan, we should be praying Isha at the masjid as well. Likewise, reading more Quran, trying to really push up our capacity to read more Quran so that we're in the habit of doing more when Ramadan hits. Of course, when Ramadan hits, you're going to get a boost, but do you want to build a boost on a faulty foundation, or do you want to build a rock solid foundation so that boost benefits you even more? Don't let the boost just take you from subpar to par. Let that boost take you from already thriving to thriving at the next level. That's what we really want to do with everything, right? So these are the habits with ibadah that I'm trying to focus on right now is more of my prayers in the masjid, especially Isha, and especially Fajr, which that one's easy for me. It's a part of my morning routine. But, the other ones are a bit harder to make, like Dhuhr, Isha. You got to kind of interrupt your day for the sake of Allah and make that sacrifice. But we got to make that sacrifice, especially during Ramadan, but try to outside of Ramadan too. And then, of course, the nutritional aspect. We want to build the right portion control habits, healthy eating, lose some weight before Ramadan so we're lighter on our feet, so we're healthier, so our blood work is better, everything, right? So these are some things I'm working on. My goal is to lose probably about another 5 pounds before Ramadan, I would say. We got about 4 weeks, so that's pretty reasonable. 4 to 5 pounds before Ramadan. At my level, you lose weight a bit slower, but some of you can lose 10 pounds before Ramadan, maybe even more, right? So it really depends on what level you're at and how much, body fat you even have to lose, right? And then, of course, the workouts, I'll be showing you guys some of that, inshallah. You guys see it on my story quite a bit. And yeah, so again, the habits that I'd recommend that you build, follow my footsteps with going to the masjid, getting your nutrition dialed in, practicing portion control. Now, let's talk about portion control, right? Obviously, we know the 1/3 hadith. So basically the hadith says the worst vessel that the son of Adam can fill in his abdomen. And if he must fill it, 1/3 for food, 1/3 for water, 1/3 for air. So the word used in Arabic often gets translated as stomach, but it's actually abdomen, right? Which means like your whole abdominal cavity, including your stomach, your lungs, everything. So that's why you can't really save room for air in your stomach, but you can save room for air in your abdomen, meaning you should be able to breathe after you eat. If you stuff yourself so hard, especially in Ramadan, that you can't even breathe, this is violating the recommendation that the Prophet ﷺ gave us, which is to save 1/3 room for your breath. So eat 1/3 for food, 1/3 for water, 1/3 same room for your breath. So whether you're just trying to control portions at dinner, or whether you're trying to do some sunnah fasting and practice not overeating at iftar so that you have the habit before the social pressure of Ramadan hits you, right? What we want to do is we want to fill up with a little bit of water first, especially if you really struggle with overeating like I often have in the past, right? And the same thing in Ramadan. When you break your fast with a date, a protein shake, some electrolytes, and a bunch of water, then go pray Maghrib first before you sit down for the meal. Now, I've talked about this in a lot of videos, but essentially what that does is it tells your apostat that it's full. But the apostat, which is the mechanism by which your stomach tells your brain that it's full, has a delayed response. This is why if you sit in front of a giant plate of samosas and biryani and fried items and junk food, you can eat 10 times as much as you should before you even realize that you're full, and by then it's too late. You're in a food coma, you barely make Maghrib, you barely make Tarawih, you're miserable the whole night, you get fat during Ramadan, right? We want to build the opposite habit of that, and the best way to do that is, instead of breaking your fast with a giant meal and then praying Maghrib, just break your fast with a light date, a protein shake, some electrolytes, some water, and that's definitely going to fill you up without actually making you bloated and tired. Then go pray Maghrib immediately. You get the benefit of doing what's more beloved to Allah, which is praying at the beginning of the prayer window, and on top of that, you so from an ibadah perspective, which is the priority here, you get the increased deed that are more pleasing to Allah. But then from there, you also get the worldly benefit of controlling your appetite, which then helps you by the time you sit down for your meal after praying, adhkar, everything, you have a lot more self-control, and then that gives you the worldly benefit of not getting fat, of feeling better, of having more energy, not being bloated, and then it gives you the further ibadah benefit of actually being able to make it to Tarawih and not being miserable. Some people tell me that all day and all night in Ramadan they're tired from all the bad eating, all the bad habits, all the bad sleep habits, but if we build good habits now, you can have a much better Ramadan you've ever had in your life. And every time I post this Ramadan content, literally so many people, millions of people watch the videos, thousands of people comment, tens of thousands, and grab the free resources, and all these people benefit who apply it and have their best Ramadan ever. And every one of my clients tells me they have their best Ramadan ever. So literally what I'm telling you works. It's proven. Hundreds of people have done it, so do it. And it starts with the preparation period before Ramadan, so these habits are easier for you to stick to during Ramadan because you've already ingrained them. Instead of trying to build them when Ramadan starts, there's going to be social pressure. There's going to be people at iftars that say, no, just eat. It's the first day of Ramadan. Just eat, eat, eat. And if you fall into that social pressure, you set a bad habit. Versus if you already have the good habit, even if you fall into that social pressure the first day, which you're less likely to because you already have good habits, but even if you fall into that social pressure, you'll easily get back on your normal control habit day 2 of Ramadan. Versus if you never built that control habit in the first place, then if you mess up day 1, you're very likely to mess up day 2. So start now. Sunnah fasting and practicing a moderate iftar, and then eating moderate portions at dinner. It's going to help you so much, okay? Now go see my other Ramadan guides for what to do if you have a late night sugar craving in Ramadan. This is very common. I have some great solutions for this that I talk about in a lot of my videos, right? And in my free Ramadan mini course, which you can DM me with the word Ramadan, you get my free Ramadan mini course. So after this live, I'm going to wrap up in a second, inshallah. You can go pop in and do that. But yeah, practicing these habits is really going to help you. That's one of the biggest ones, is just those moderate portions of iftar. But in my free mini course, I go through what to eat for suhoor, iftar, everything else. So again, the purpose of these lives isn't to instruct you on what to do for Ramadan. That's the purpose of all my other videos and my mini course. But the purpose of these lives is to show you what I'm actually doing every single day to prepare. So this is the intro live to kind of let you guys know what to expect. I'm actually about to go film some more Ramadan content. I got all my filming stuff here. I'm just waiting for the filming room to open, which when I started this live, it was going to open in 5 minutes. Now it's been open for 6 minutes. So we're going to wrap up. Jazakallah khair. Appreciate you guys. Ibrahim, good to see you. Everybody else says salam. Wa alaikum assalam. Bilal, good to see you. Hashan, nice to see you guys. Oh, another guy named Munir. Mashallah, good to see you. Mashallah. By the way, for those of you guys, you see my name on Instagram is Ahmed Munir Lazuni. It's because my first legal name is Ahmed, but I go by Munir. I've always gone by Munir my whole life. I just had to make it Ahmed so that I could get the verified on Instagram because they make you use your legal name. But anyways, I'll see you guys soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.